Now we're up to number 7, spiritual soul belief reprogramming. So this one is about going back and looking at where you're programmed. We're all programmed, especially in childhood. That's called a theta state, because in childhood you have no filter. You just take in everything. There's no discerning, whether this is, real life, false life, this is what everyone does, doesn't do. What happens is whatever happens becomes you. That's why programming is targeted in childhood for when people want to control them. Or when what ends up happening is your parents just create the same environment they had in childhood for you and program you. It's actually, we do it to each other, we program each other. And as we call it, they cause as much chaos as if you've got a lot of chaos in childhood, that will continue in adulthood until you rewrite the slate that you're, brought up on. And it's easy in theory, but actually reprogramming the way you think, your subconscious mind, that is another ball game. But it's very doable if you become conscious. But this will identify exactly why we have these same old, we keep programs, and we keep on the same rat wheel, we keep on the same dance with people or dance with life. This will identify where you keep getting stuck. And so we've got to get you jumping off that rat wheel, jumping off that pattern. And yeah, I love this one, because when you look at it, your life is created all from your beliefs. You tell me what you believe, and I will, basically you tell me what your life is like, and I'll tell you what you believe in your unconscious state, and then I will trace it back to your childhood. And that is why it's very easy to see who succeeds and who doesn't. Those that find their happiness, find their peace, find their abundance, find all these things by merely looking at what they're being saying to themselves, and how committed someone is to say, you know what, I'm going to get uncomfortable. I'm going to do things and change my energy, because if you're walking around with the same energy, we'll get the same results. So this is really great. This will be perfect for any ongoing situational pattern that you find reoccurring. And let's identify what that would be at the moment.
So I feel like I'm trusting people, which in turn are untrustworthy. They always let me down, whether it's financial, emotional. So I'm giving my trust to the wrong people, or attracting the wrong people, whether it be men, lawyers, authority figures.
Okay.
So I'm always at a loss.
And it's like continual, everything.
It is continual. I had an incident just last week, so that was my wake-up call. Right. That it's happening again.
Okay. Well, we're going to go to the root of how this occurs. How come you're missing the red flags? And because initially you'll go, no, they were quite nice probably, or they were nice, they wanted to help me.
Definitely.
So do they sort of make out they want to help you? Is that?
They make out like they're the friendliest people.
Really?
Until I sign on the dotted line or commit to them. They're professionals on the outside, well respected in some cases. Right. Authority figures in many cases.
Okay. Interesting. Well, let's go. If I look at, so if we're on page 26, and we just go through, it says a soul scan list. Now this scan list, the soul scan list, will give us a word, but it's actually not used in this protocol. But you can pull up a word. In these protocols, you can go to scan lists, you can go to the front of the book and go in and get more information to say, I want to go really deep on this particular healing pathway. And whether you add the word or not, this is the beauty of forensic healing. But so we can go to the soul scan list, or even if we don't use the word, then we identify a negative belief. So you actually have a negative belief by what you've told me in your unconscious mind that you can't trust people, especially those that are supposed to be trustworthy. You're supposed to trust authority figures, lawyers, or policemen or whatever.
Correct. People that are friendly in your face.
They show you.
They show you. Yeah.
Okay, and then turn it into I can trust I can trust people, and I can trust those that are here to help me. Those that are authority figures, I can rely on them. Is the opposite.
So it's created a huge block, because then you actually create fear of turning to any authority figure to speak your truth and your right. You think, what are my rights? Yeah, so kind of.
Okay.
Yeah, it's a huge block.
All right, and then we go to unID age, and then we do the statements. So let's go to the scan list. We've got 1 to 37, so 1 to 5 to 10, 15, 16, 17, 18. So if I go to 18, I'm going to use a second book. It's called False White Light. Well, that makes sense. False. They give a false facade. I'm here to help you, but really I'm not. I'm going to screw you over. That's really interesting that came up.
Yeah.
So it just says that you're probably hooked into this false white light. I get that. I get people, criticizing me. Not a lot, fortunately. Thinking, or they'll say, even if it's not to me, but I see them say, oh, well, healers are supposed to help. They kind of want free healing, and they'll go, you're spiritual. You're supposed to represent the spiritual community. You should be the most loving, the most giving. And that means I should give more leeway to them, as opposed to, say, someone else that might be a dentist. They look at me and put me in a different category, go, well, you should actually give this to me for free or whatever. Only because society has created this belief system about what we're worthy of and what another person might be worthy of.
Very true.
Yeah, they do that, and that's why they fail a lot. Healers tend to fail because then they go, oh, well, I've got to, it's not good business to let people take advantage of you. Then it goes in your, especially an energy healer. You have people taking advantage of you, then that goes in your energy field, or you allow it, and then you just keep on creating that. Especially energy healers. If you were shut down, disconnected, it would have less effect, but you're not. So you've got to make sure that you keep integrity in who you are. All right. Now we've got the false white light. That's what it's showing, and a belief. We've worked out what the belief is. Let's go to an age. So you're how old?
44.
44 to 40, 30, 20. This definitely would be childhood. 20, 15, 14, 13, 12. So we go back to age 12. So tell me. Let's go back and let's analyze. Probably school. Could you trust people at school? Could you, what was your mum like? Was she trusting, or your father? Let's look at all these things.
So mum was very controlling. She'd pay her bills on time, but she was the financial controller.
She controlled the money. Why did she control the money? Did she not trust your father?
She may not, definitely didn't trust him with money, because he played the horses.
So he gambled.
Yeah.
So she's saying, I can't trust the very partner that I married in life.
Yes. Yeah.
Who else did she trust? Did she trust authority figures? Or I
don't think so. It was almost she feared she had to stay under their rules, although she did nothing wrong. So she was make sure that's,
Oh, right. So make sure that you're following the rules. Otherwise,
following these rules.
You'll get in trouble. They'll get you.
Or
otherwise, they'll get you.
Yeah, and even till today, when a letter comes in, it's like, what's this? And I'm like, you are not a murderer. You've done nothing wrong. It's just a letter. So I've had to kind of consciously.
So she's put. So some way in her energy, she fears that they'll get her, and they'll pick her up on something, so she's trying to avoid it and controlling. So she said, I cannot trust other people. I cannot trust my partner that I married. I can't trust people to protect, and I have to do it myself.
Yeah.
So therefore, that's what you grew up. You grew up that I can't trust people, and that they'll get you if they can. That's what your mum. So I'd be curious to know what happened in her childhood about trust there. That's kind of interesting. Do you know much about her childhood?
She had 3 sisters and 4 brothers. I think she was the outspoken one.
Yeah. That's outspoken. That's interesting. Is she
Yeah.
still outspoken, or does she hold back?
she's hardened up, so I think she does. No, she's outspoken now. She's become very outspoken.
But she's always been outspoken. She's
Yeah.
outspoken in childhood. She's outspoken
she
now.
holds back. I think that's where Mum and our energy is just different.
So what is she like? Does she speak up to make sure she's controlling?
Yes.
Right.
And she's still controlling till this day.
Right. So she does not trust the universe.
She's 25%.
She like-
ownership in my house that she's given me.
Right.
So she's the owner of 25%.
Right. So she does not trust anybody, anything.
Yeah.
And it's interesting. I'm sure if you delve deeper, you'll find authority figures. I don't know if you had teachers or friends or whatever abusing your trust, anything like that. But your mum, most powerful influence in your life, has told you you cannot trust one single person.
Yeah.
Especially those that are close to you. Your father, you say authority figures. Your father's your authority figure. She's told you don't trust them.
Yeah.
I'll control.
Yeah.
Don't trust you. And that's probably why you give your power away. It's like she acts like she can't trust you.
Yeah.
And therefore you prove it right by going, no, don't trust me because I keep picking the wrong things and I keep choosing the wrong things. In this way, this trust cycle is
Yes.
so deep
Yeah.
and it just goes
It's
round and
deep.
round and
Yeah.
down rabbit holes. Trust is huge.
So deep, and she ended up the year before last, whilst we had court, I had to pay a $34,000 invoice for a lawyer who was uncontactable and made some huge errors. Then I ended up in court with this lawyer with another corrupt
Wow.
barrister. I had evidence in front of me, round
Wow.
table meeting, and she was there saying, just pay it.
Really?
34,000.
Right.
So yeah, it's a cycle, like I said, never. Yeah.
We're getting off this cycle for you right now.
Wow.
Okay, you ready?
I'm ready.
Ready? We're going to rock and roll this one. Okay, so I've found out the age and then we just do the statements. Looks like this. Accessing all levels of advanced consciousness, advanced dimensions, the guardians, enlightened singles of love and happiness to create and download the new belief that you can trust the universe, you can trust people to support you, and especially authority figures and those close to you, relating to the hormones dopamine, these are your happy ones, oxytocin, vasopressin, and growth hormone. Got my shift. I confirm Vicky's negative belief, failure, and denial programs are replaced with a new downloaded programming that she can trust the universe and she can trust others to help and support her move forward, including success programs and opening to truth in Vicky's DNA and subconscious mind. Okay, so reprogram activation, fingers together on the brow chakra. So brow, that's your third eye. I can feel this one. Re-downloading a new program. What are you feeling, Vicky? It's a lot of hurt. This will be good. And I got my shift. I, Vicky,
I, Vicky,
choose to release
choose to release
my negative belief
my negative belief
that I can't trust others,
I can't trust others,
authority figures,
all
those who I love and care
those who I
for,
loved and cared for,
including failure and denial programs
including failure and denial programs
relating to the age 12.
relating to the age 12.
I choose to replace the new belief
I choose to replace the new belief
of trusting the universe
of trusting the universe
and authority figures
and authority figures
and those who love me
and those who love me
and support me
support
in my subconscious mind
in my subconscious
and
mind
DNA.
and DNA.
I confirm the new belief is dominant
I now confirm the new belief is dominant
in my spiritual soul
in my spiritual soul
and blueprint.
and blueprint.
and live in oneness with humanity
and live in oneness with humanity
from this point forward.
from this point forward.
Okay, so here it goes. I need to shift. You could shake this one out if you wanted to. I'll give her a little shake. I'll give it a shake. And there it goes. Whoa. Wow, is that as good for you as it was for me?
Not good.
Was it better for you?
Good. Yeah, just.
What were you
I think it got really deep.
Yeah.
I think I've spoken about it. I've kept it in my mind. Couldn't make sense of it. Really deeply embedded.
Well, you said your mum has done this since you were born. You told me that she did this ever since you were born. Saying when someone controls something, they say that I don't trust you, I don't trust the universe, and therefore the universe proves them right. And you know, when you look at that, that's why I get people to go relax and stop controlling, because you're telling the universe I don't trust you. And then it manifests why you don't, and says, okay, I will give you what you ask for. And you didn't realize how deeply that was embedded. You didn't realize what you were saying to yourself or what your subconscious mind is saying.
I didn't realize why it was happening. I didn't realize because it's kind of looking beneath the veil.
So there's two things with that. You're going to now energetically attract differently, but the second is stop being so trusting. You know, you go, I trust those I love, but then they prove you wrong. You go, I'm not going to trust you. You're going to answer a whole series of questions for me before I trust you, so that you're actually doing something in it physically to make sure that you don't go into that trap.
Yeah, I understand that.
You know what I mean? It's not just, you also go, okay, I'm going to ask you some questions and then I'm going to feel more. You're going to like put into practice the set of rules that are needed to make sure that you are not going down that same route. And as soon as you see that little red flag, as much as you want to give them the benefit, you got to pull back. You got to be much more aware and awake.
And for me, the huge flag was, again, everyone tell me how to deal with certain situations. My body was...
Right, and that's your mother.
My stomach was...
It's your mother, remember? She controlled everything in childhood.
And how's that I...
And you
there
had
was this energy between mum and I. Mum ended up getting breast cancer.
Right.
It was all cleared, but how funny, because I feel like something broke because mum, I've decided to move out.
Right.
She feels happier that I'm moving out because our energy is different now.
And it'll be different again now.
So different.
This will actually heal her as well. When you heal your DNA, yourself, this is very holographic and multi-dimensional. It actually heals those around you, those that watch this video. You walk around with a different
Still
energy.
Integrating, I can feel energy.
Yeah, I can feel it too.
Yeah.
So trust. All right, that was lovely. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Marisa.